Have you ever thought that it's almost the end of the year and you're just thinking about how 2023 is almost here? Because that's what I'm thinking about. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another manga haul video. Today, I'm talking about all of the wonderful volumes that I picked up in the great month of November of 2022. And wow, it was flipping crazy. I didn't pick up, well, I picked up a lot in my opinion, mostly because I was on vacation for Thanksgiving, enjoying it with family, but then being able to go and check out a bunch of bookstores, a couple bookstores that I don't typically have access to, mostly because I don't live in that area anymore. So it was super cool to go back, of course, meet family, and pick up a bunch of manga, and of course, picking up manga here and there too. But this month was very specific in that, like, I picked up such a weird and wide variety of volumes in general, more than usual. Like typically, I pick up quite a few different volumes from a variety of publishers, but this time I actually counted it because I was surprised by how many different types. But according to my calculations, I have almost 20 different imprints slash publishers being shown in this video alone. That is wild to talk about and wild to think about. So let's get right into it. Let's get started. Let's go. So if you're returning to my channel, you will know, and also for my new people here, you will know that I always start off my manga hauls with publishers or groups or whatever you want to call them. They're just called publishers. I don't know what I'm talking about. But publishers that are either A, they're defunct, B, ones that I didn't get a whole lot of manga volumes from, or C, they just have less stuff. So let's get right into it. There is a lot, so let's get started. So, coming in from Square Enix Comics or Square Enix Manga, this is going to be Tokyo Aliens, Volume 1 by Naoe. What I know about this is that this is kind of like a sci-fi series where aliens and humans coexist. If aliens decide to commit crimes, then there's this special group of people who have to go and hunt them down. So our main character gets caught up in all this, and it gets wild. And from what I could tell, I kind of flipped through this real quick. I don't have a lot to say about it, but it did look really cool. I was kind of excited when it was first announced, so really great to have the first volume. Up next, this one is still wrapped because I just recently got it. So this is Canis, Volume 2 by Zach, and this is from Kuma, also known as the, I believe this is the BL imprint for Denpa. So yeah, if you don't know what this series is about, Canis Dear Hatter, basically about this like hat creator person who lives with this person, this other guy who's on the front here. They end up creating a friendship because he finds them on the side of the road and basically takes them in and teaches them how to make hats. And then some little crazy spiciness happens in the first volume. So I don't know what's going to happen in the second volume, but yeah, these covers are absolutely gorgeous. That is one thing I will definitely tell you. Man, it's so beautiful. Up next, a lot of people's hyped up shoujo series that I was also really excited about, and I was worried because I couldn't find it for the longest time, and that is Usatoki Rhetoric Volume 1 by Ritsu Miyako. So what the series is about, this is actually a really interesting premise in my opinion, but basically this girl has the ability to read or can tell when people are lying. So she meets up with a detective and they start a friendship slash kind of like co-worker business thing where she's trying to figure out like when people are telling lies, and the detective is just really good at reading people in general. So this is really interesting dynamic. From what I can tell, it looks super nice. This cover is gorgeous, and I was really worried because I believe this was supposed to come out in October, and a lot of the manga, or a lot of the bookstores around me just were not releasing it in time. I saw people getting it in the mail and stuff like that, and I was like, am I like the only person who's not able to get a hold of this? So I finally got a hold of it in the middle of November, so it's really cool to have it, and I can't wait to read it. Up next, this is from Ablaze Manga. This is Blitz, Volume 1 by, alright, Harumo Sanazaki, Cedric Biscay, and Daitaro Nishihara. So what I could tell, I don't know actually a lot about this. I just know that this is a super thick print. This book is very heavy in comparison to a lot of other manga because the paper is really thick. But I believe this is supposed to be like a base about like a guy who is trying to become a chess prodigy, from what I can tell, at least from the front cover. It kind of gives me Hikaru no Go vibes, so hopefully it kind of follows that because I love Hikaru no Go, so it'd be really cool to have another kind of Hikaru no Go. But yeah, the art looks really nice, and excited to get into this. Alrighty, up next from Dark Horse. Now this was really cool because I didn't even know what this was. I found it at Book Off near me, and there were a couple other volumes I picked up at around the same time because it's just like, what the heck? It's so weird. Why are all this old stuff coming out? But this is Black Magic by Shiro Masamune, and this is by the same creator as Ghost in the Shell. And I don't know anything about this, but in terms of the condition for how old it is, like, it's in pretty good condition. It's got a weird bend here and there, but like honestly, like it doesn't really affect the reading or anything. But yeah, this looks super cool, and I'm really excited to check it out. Up next from Dr. Master, Dr. Master. I never know how to say this publisher's name, but they are also defunct. This is Metro Survive by Yuki Fujisawa. So this is another one that I have no idea what it's about. Picked it up at the same time as Black Magic, but it just looks super cool. I mean, the manga, like the art looks really nice. The print is pretty good across the board. And yeah, the front cover is interesting. The back cover is pretty interesting. Yeah, I hope it's good. I think there's only 2 volumes, so finding that second volume is probably going to be nearly impossible. But, you know, you can dream. Up next, this is from Animerica Extra. This is Marionette Generation Volume 1. And this just looks super cool. This looks like right up my alley. It kind of looks like a slice of life looking thing. I've been really enjoying slice of life stuff, especially around this 80s, 90s era. The art is super great. It looks wonderful. And I managed to find it in decent condition, not amazing. But finding volumes like this in good condition has become harder and harder as, you know, manga frenzy's kind of been going crazy for the past couple years. But yeah, so super cool to check this out. I can't wait to get the rest of the volumes. I found a place that actually has most of them, so probably will be picking it up if I do manage to like this volume. Alright, this is definitely one of the weirdest pickups that I picked up this month, or last month. This one is from the University of California Press, which is already like, okay, that's hella weird. But specifically from Berkeley, and that is Japan Inc. Introduction to Japanese Economics by The Goat, by what a lot of people say is a really great mangaka, Shotaro Ishinomori. My boy Weeabra loves this guy. So was really excited to pick this up, and for the sweet, sweet price of $1 whole, like, why not? I mean, it's free. It's like basically free manga, and is it any good? I don't know. I mean, it'll probably be like exactly what I expect, a historical kind of whatever telling of Japanese economics, as the name suggests. But yeah, like, this is such a bizarre release. Like, it's from the University of California of all places. Like, not even a true manga printer. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just very bizarre. But really excited to check it out and see if it's good, I guess. Well, I'll let you know. Alright, up next, this is from ADV. This is a out of print or / out of a defunct series or collection, or what do you want to call it? Publisher, excuse me. This is Line by Yua Kotagawa. Don't know much about this. I just saw this. It seems to be it's the creator from Anne Freaks. I don't know anything about Anne Freaks, so I couldn't tell you about that. But it seems kind of interesting. I mean, the art looked pretty decent when I was flipping through. It looks like it's only 1 volume, and this cover was intriguing. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. I'll let you know when I read it. And another one from ADV. This is Those Who Hunt Elves, Volume 1 by Yu Yagami. So I actually just finished reading one of their other series, which was called Hikatsu. So it's interesting. I was like looking at this. I really like their art a lot. The story is a lot to be desired from, but honestly, like this, if it's as fun as Hikatsu was, I will probably be enjoying the series just as much. And this was in great condition, so excited to check this out. Alrighty, up next from Udon. So this is from Udon Kids First, and that is Swans in Space by Loon Yamamoto. So one, it's really cool because it's in full color, so that's already super awesome. And 2, the art is cute as heck. Look at it, absolutely adorable. I don't know what this series is about. I saw it at a comic book store back when I was going on vacation to visit my parents. So super cool. I'm probably gonna pick up the rest if I do enjoy it, because I do think color manga is super awesome, and for a decent price too. It's like $9, and honestly, I think a lot of people discount like kids manga as being like, blah, it's just for kids. But honestly, like a lot of them can be really enjoyable. So I think giving a shot for those kinds of series, it's definitely worth it, I would say, in my opinion. So I can't wait to check this out, and I will let you know how I feel about it. And the last one from Udon. This is Street Fighter Gaiden Volume 2, which this is Volume 1 on it, which is kind of weird because I think this is supposed to be... Yeah, this says 2. I don't know why it says 1 on it. Don't ask me. But it's cool because I've been trying to find this one in good condition. I actually managed to find one a while back that was like in meh condition. I have the first volume for this already, so excited to hop into this. And yeah, I just really like Street Fighter. What can I say? Street Fighter is really fun. I've been playing it since Street Fighter 2, technically. But Street Fighter 4 and 5 were the ones where I really took the stride and actually tried to get better. Still not great, but it's still very fun. So yeah, really cool to have this. Great art. Looks awesome. Alright, into some of the bigger publishers. So starting off with Tokyo Pop, I managed to find something that I didn't even know existed, and I completely blew me away because I love this franchise. And I don't talk about it much because I don't really talk about anime too much on this channel, but maybe sometime in the future I'll start talking more about anime and stuff like that. It's just editing is not one of my strong suits, and anime requires a lot of editing in my opinion, for at least for video content. So maybe sometime, but let me stop diddly-dallying. This is Digimon 02 Volume 1 by, oh gosh, Yuen Wong Yu. I probably should have read this beforehand, but anyways, this is super cool to have. 02, aka the second season of Digimon, is my favorite like series. It has Davis, my boy. It's got Yo Lee. It's got the other kid. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. No offense, he's not my favorite. Cody. His name is Cody. That's his name. It's got my favorite Digimon team, I guess. I really like Vmon a lot. I like all of their Digimon. Armadillomon's super cool. Hawkmon's really awesome. Of course, the returning Patamon and Gatomon are cool. So yeah, really awesome to have this. I was freaking out when I found this, and for a pretty good price. I took off the tag already, but I think I got it for like $5. So I was super excited, super hyped. I've been looking for the original series manga for a long time, and I haven't been able to find that, so it's super funny to find the sequel, which is my favorite of the franchise, so really happy to have it, and I can't wait to read this. Up next, I picked up the second volume of Mame Coordinate by Sachi Miyabe. So this is an interesting series. It's basically about this girl who's kind of like a country bumpkin, gets really nervous in front of the camera, in front of interviewers. So she's having a hard time getting into the modeling industry. She teams up with basically this new manager who's never really managed anyone before, and a lot of people see her as like, oh, she's just a dour woman, blah, 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 blah. So it's basically about them trying to overcome their obstacles, with her being, with her trying to get over her fear of people, I guess, and trying to become a better model, and her manager overcoming sexism in the industry, which I would assume is pretty prevalent still, but especially in this series, there's one character who's so flippin' annoying in the first volume, but really excited to check this out because I loved the first volume, so really cool. The art is gorgeous, as you can see. The front cover is beautiful, but it's just as pretty in the inside, so really excited to check this one out. And last but not least, this was the last volume I actually picked up in November, and that is Zodiac PI by Natsumi Ando. So I was looking at the series for a while because I decided to actually do my research for once, and found out that she's the same mangaka behind Kitchen Princess. And Kitchen Princess has been a series that I really enjoyed the first omnibus. I found the second omnibus and haven't really been able to find any of the other ones. I heard recently they're not trying to reprint any of them, which is really sad because I really want to read it. But I'm excited to pick this up because this looks pretty cool. I guess it's kind of like she's like a private investigator and uses the Zodiac somehow in her investigation, so that's cool, I guess. Really excited to check it out. Okay, coming into 7 Seas, I picked up Colorless Volume 2 by Kent. So this was a really cool first volume. I believe I talked about it in October, but I really liked the first volume. I thought the art is really nice. Basically, it's about like this apocalyptic event that occurs where it takes away all the color in the world, and all that's left is like this very few little color splotches and stuff like that that's being used as energy, and it's supposed to be like really powerful, a lot of da-da-da. So it's basically about this doctor who's kind of harvesting it, and he meets this girl who's able to see color, or is from before the apocalyptic event. So it's about their kind of story and finding out the mystery of the world. And it's super cool. It's really interesting. If you like your sci-fi dystopian series, I would say check this out. The action is great. The art is great. And I love the use of the medium. I always say that about the series because I think it's important to note. But I like that they use color sparingly. throughout the manga. So that's super awesome. Great pickup. I can't wait to read this. Okay, up next, I picked up Dreamin' Sun by Ichigo Takano. So I know this is the same manga behind Orange, and don't shoot me for this, but I actually haven't read Orange, so maybe sometime soon. I just like collecting omnibuses is always a pain in the butt for me because I just don't like storing them, and I don't like reading omnibuses, so yeah, maybe sometime soon I'll probably pick it up. But yeah, got the first volume for this because it was like really cheap for what I bought it for. I think I got it for $3. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. If I like it, I'll get the rest of it. If I don't, I'll sell it. It's fine. But it looks cute though. And last but not least, this is a new release by 7 Seas. This is Futari Escape by Shoichi Taguchi. So I don't know a whole lot about this, but basically I've been really enjoying a lot of Slice of Life series, and this looks like it's kind of like a Slice of Life series, so hopefully it is, and I enjoy it. Alright, up next, this is from Digital Manga Publishing. So I have 3 volumes, 2 of them from their current publishing stuff, and another one from way back in the day. So I'll start with the newer stuff. I picked up Atom Cat by Osamu Tezuka, and I don't know what this is. I thought this was like flippin' weird. This is from the Platinum Manga printing, so I think this is from the Kickstarter. Yeah, funded from the Kickstarter. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's basically, it's why am I blanking on his name? Don't hurt. Oh gosh. Oh no. What's his name? Astro Boy. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. That's embarrassing. I'm not taking that out of the video. You get to see me struggle to figure out what the hell his name is. But basically, I guess Astro Boy turns into a cat, and that's all I can tell you. Is it weird? Probably. I've been really enjoying a lot of Osamu Tezuka work recently, so I'll probably be checking this out soon. Alright, up next is the absolute classic by our boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Dostoevsky, and that is Crime and Punishment by Osamu Tezuka. So, I found this at a used bookstore. I thought it was really weird because I was like, what the hell? Why did he write like a manga for an old book? I've never read the original series. So I don't know anything about it, but yeah, it looks weird, it sounds weird, and it's a Tezuka work, so I had to check it out. Okay, last but not least, this is the weirdest of the DMP, also known as the Digital Manga Publishing releases. And when I say weird, I mean like this is out there. This is like Japan Inc. out there. But this is Project X Challenger's Cup of Noodle. The miracle of 8.2 billion served, the magic noodle, Nissan Cup Noodle by Tadashi Kato. That is the biggest mouthful of a title I've ever seen. And what the heck is this? I got this for one because the art's actually pretty good. I kind of like it a lot. But two, I've been really getting into picking up just like the weirdest stuff because I like talking about weird stuff. And this is weird. This is really flipping weird. I did some research for what I could find. It was kind of hard to find any kind of information on this series or on Project X. But Project X basically, it's like a manga like biography series on a variety of different topics. They have one for, I believe it's like a vehicle. I forgot what car company it is, but they have one for that, and they have another one that I saw recently, but it was really beat up, so I kind of held off on it. But this one is the only one that I have. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, hilarious to own this, and can't wait to read it, I guess. Okay, up next, we got Yen Press. So I got quite a few volumes of Yen Press stuff. So first up, this is Shadow's House Volume 2 by Somato. I read the first volume a couple months ago, and I really loved it. I thought it was really interesting. The plot is kind of like weird and like interesting. Keeps you in there. The mystery is interesting. Basically, what this series is about these like dolls, is what they call them, who play the shadow people, because the shadow people have no faces, so they can't show any emotions. They can only really talk. So the dolls are there to express those shadows as emotions. And it's weird concept, but the execution is remarkable, and the art is great. There's like kind of like a minor aspect of horror, which is really interesting. So excited to check this out, or excited to read this, because I really like the first volume, so hopefully the second one is just as good. Alright, up next, don't need to talk too much about this. This is Soul Eater, Volume 11 by Atsushi Okubo. Of course, I haven't read it because it's unwrapped, or it's currently wrapped. but I'll probably be getting into this. I've been loving this series recently, so I've been trying to collect volumes as fast as possible, but it's been harder to find the smaller volumes because I think Square Enix owns the rights, I think, to like the hardcover ones, so I don't know if Yen Press is still printing these, but yeah, slowly but surely filling out my collection. Alright, up next, this is a new Yen Press release. This is Touring After the Apocalypse by Sakae Saito, which falls in line with what I was just talking about, where I'm really enjoying those kind of slice of life series, and from what I can tell, this is another one of those, but this is more like after the apocalypse, so they're traveling around this broken down world, just kind of exploring, and it's looks kind of cool. The art seemed pretty decent enough, so excited to hop into this and give my thoughts on it. Whew, okay. Up next, 2 volumes of Silver Spoon, volumes 12 and 13 by Hiromu Arakawa. I think I'm really close to getting all of the volumes. I think the 15th is the last volume, so I'm getting kind of sad because I'm almost near the end. But if you don't know about the series, this is a remarkable slice of life agricultural series by Hiromu Arakawa, the same artist / mangaka behind Full Metal Alchemist, which is I consider a classic in manga. So definitely give this a shot if you like that slice of life stuff, or if you like kind of a coming of age high school story. This is great. Up next, I managed to find 1 volume of Barakamon. This is volume 6 by Satsuki Yoshino. I still haven't actually read this series yet, mostly because I don't want to forget, and I know that the volumes are really hard to find, or at least currently, just because they're like in the reprint cycle, but the reprint cycle is really slow. So I've been slowly but surely filling this one out as well. So it's really cool to have this volume. Yeah, really happy I got it. So can't wait to start checking it out, because I actually did read a Satsuki Yoshino series earlier this year, which was it was about the mangaka, and I forgot what it's called. Don't shoot me. Yoshino Zuikara, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Yoshino Zuikara, which is about a mangaka in the middle of nowhere. So I think a lot like this series, which I think so. I watched someone else's channel about this series, and they were talking about it, and they were saying like, oh yeah, basically it's about this like dude who gets sent out to an island. So it's very similar in terms of like small country bumpkin story. So excited to check it out. Whew, alright. Forget Me Not Volume 7 by Magsu and Naomoto. So I am so happy to finally find this in like semi-okay condition, because every time I've managed to find this volume, the print on the spine has been completely off, and it's really pissing me off. I can't believe it. Very annoyed by it. This one is still messed up. The A is missing some stuff, which is fine, I guess. Like I really hope I can find another volume, but like I'm not getting my hopes up because I have not been able to find them at all. But this one was in decent enough condition, and this is the last volume. So excited to finally finish this series because I loved it. Volumes 1 through 6 were awesome, so really excited to check this one out. Alright, I picked up Genshiken second season, volume 1 by Shimuko Kyo. So I believe this is supposed to be the sequel to Genshiken. I haven't finished reading Genshiken, but I know finding these volumes have been pretty hard to find because I think Kodansha stopped publishing them. So picked it up so I can get a hold of it, and we'll definitely be checking it out because I really do love Genshiken. Alrighty, up next, this is Last Gender When We Are Nameless by Rei Taki. So I heard a lot about this series. A lot of people were hyping it up as it being a very interesting and thought-provoking series, and it looks like it could be. I don't know much about it, but I think it's mostly supposed to be talking about gender and how a lot of people, gender and sexuality, and how a lot of people don't truly understand themselves until they grow older and be able to understand like how they feel or how they like interact with the world. And it seems pretty interesting. It's a really small print. It's kind of weird. It's also like awkwardly tall. So just like a random facts of the day. But yeah, excited to get into this. Alrighty, of course, gotta talk about Blue Period. This is volume 11. I think volume 10 I got at the end of October. If I didn't, oops, it's supposed to be in this one. If I forgot it, oh well, it happened. There's no going back now. But excited, of course, to get more Blue Period because this series is awesome. Alrighty, another really interesting pickup. This is one of the most interesting pickups. I keep saying that, but honestly, like I said, this specific month was just like a weird month for manga pickups. I got a lot of just very out there stuff, very unique products and unique items. So really excited to get this. This is the bilingual version of The Ghost in the Shell by Masamune Shiro. This is from Kodansha Bilingual Comics. So I believe this is actually a Japanese, technically a Japanese release that happens to be translated as well in English. So super awesome to have this. Yeah, see, like all the footnotes are in Japanese, so this is like completely pointless. I can't read this, but really cool. It's super awesome. I don't know. I'm like kind of stunned to find this. I thought this was super cool, and I think a bilingual comic would be interesting to read. Not that I could actually truly learn Japanese from this, but it'd be cool to see them side by side and how they did it back in the day. Because I think this is supposed to be an older print, so really exciting to get this. Super awesome. It's a chalky boy, so super awesome, super cool. Okay, this is a new release. This is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk by Mika Yamamori. So a lot of people were hyping this one up. I don't know anything about it really. It's from the creator, I guess, of Daytime Shooting Star, which my fiance has talked about and said that she didn't really care for the beginning, so she's not 100% sure how the rest of the series goes. But the art looked nice. I've heard this story is pretty good, so excited to hop into this one. And last but not least, from Kodansha, Witch Hat Atelier Volume 5 by Kamome Shirahama. Really excited to get this. I've been holding off on Witch Hat Atelier, and I keep doing this, and I gotta stop doing this because I'm making a mistake every single time. Every single time I'm like, hey, you should probably get that next Witch Hat Atelier volume because you're really missing out. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. And then I wait like 2 months, and then here we are. I finally got Volume 5. Really excited to have this because, oh man, the series is amazing. It's been a remarkable ride, and I can't wait to keep getting more volumes for this. Alright, here we go, into the final stretch. This is the Viz Media section because I managed to pick up a bunch of Viz Media volumes over at every other publisher, just because I like a lot of Viz Media stuff, what can I say? So I have them split up by their imprints and publishing, so here we go. First, we're going to start with Shonen Jump, which is usually the one I do last, because I usually have the most, but not this time. Not this time. So, excuse me. Oh, drink some water. I've got some burps now. Great. So, I picked up this, which is Kaiushirai X Posaka Demizu. This is Beyond the Promised Neverland. So, from what I can tell, this is supposed to be like a spin-off short story collection about the series. As you can see, I think it's supposed to be after Promised Neverland, or like after the Promised Neverland story. I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't take my word for it. But really happy to get this, because I love the Promised Neverland. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but I love the series, and I think it gets a lot of bad rap because the anime really screwed it up, really screwed the pooch, as some might say. So yeah, give it a shot if you haven't. It's a good 20-volume read, honestly. Alright, up next, I picked up the newest volume of Black Clover. This is volume 31 by Yuki Tapata. And another series that I think gets a lot of hate for absolutely no reason. I think a lot of people just don't like the anime, which is fine. You can dislike the anime all you want, but, you know, check out the manga first and see if it's actually as bad as you think it is. Because honestly, I don't think it's as bad as you might think. So excited to check this out. We've been waiting for a pretty long time, actually, for a new volume, so exciting to finally get this. Alright, up next, I picked up 2 volumes of Hoshin Engi. This is volumes 12 and 13. Been collecting these really fast recently, so really happy to pick up volumes much faster. Had a hard time finding certain volumes, so I actually kind of broke my kind of internal rule that I have where I don't usually buy online, but decided to buy some volumes online last month, and yeah, I've been managing to find them in the physicals again, or at least in a store, so this is really cool. If you don't know about Hoshin Engi, basically it's based off of the Chinese mythology and legends and stuff like that. It's really interesting, it's really cool, I love it a lot. I like the designs a lot. It mixes a lot of interesting sci-fi designs and that old school kind of 90s, 2000s art. So really awesome, and excited to keep reading it. Up next, I picked up the volume 9 of Mashle, Magic and Muscles by Hajime Komoto. I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. I've been liking the series a lot more. I think it's gotten past this that hump that it needed to get over, where it was kind of like the same over and over again. Some people might say it's kind of still like that, but I think it mixes action and comedy a lot better in the later volumes. So volume 9 was no exception. So excited to talk about this in the reading log. All right, this is kind of weird, but I managed to pick up volume 28 of Naruto by Masashi Kishimoto, the absolute classic that everybody knows. It's the ninja one. It's the Nanimo, Nanimo. Thank you. Please enjoy my absolutely horrible rendition of that song. Please don't ask me what it's called, I don't remember. But I really do love Naruto, and I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again for my new viewers. I used to read Naruto through the Shonen Jump magazine when they used to print it. So I got the smart idea to not buy the volumes, only buy the volumes that they didn't print. So that would have been volumes 20 through 27, and then like a little bit, like halfway through the Shippuden arc, is when I started collecting again. So, am I stupid for doing that? Yeah, probably. But also, I was like 12, so I mean, I don't know what anybody would be expecting. But so slowly but surely, trying to fill out that collection and get to all the volumes. But yeah, it's a slow process. Alright, I picked up the newest volume of One Piece. This is volume 101. And it's just really awesome to get another One Piece volume. And also to have a manga series in English, to have triple digits in their volume title. Super cool, super awesome. Of course, I don't know what needs to talk much about One Piece. It's an amazing series. And of course, that's why I keep reading it. But probably will be talking about this in my reading log at some point soon. Okay, going into the Shoujo imprint, also known as the Shoujo Beat / Shoujo imprint. I know it's like two different ones technically. Shoujo Beat didn't come until pretty late in the game, honestly. But we're going to start with Banana Fish. So I managed to find 3 more volumes. This is volumes 10 through 12. I have been killing it on the Banana Fish collection game. Managed to pick up 7 volumes actually in the past 2 months. So I'm really excited to keep picking up volumes because I love this series. This is a remarkable shoujo series. And it's super awesome, super interesting, super thought-provoking, like weird, or not weird, but like an awesome mix of like action and comedy and romance and drama. It's just like, it's awesome. It's really great. If you like crime dramas and stuff like that, this is a great series to check out. Alright, up next, I picked up volume 4 of Sand Chronicles. So, I read the first 2 volumes already, and I really enjoyed them. So, I know I'm going to have a hard time finding anything between like 5 through 8. So, yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up about the series, but I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes. So, really excited to get the 4th volume pretty easily, and in a decent condition, and for a good price. So, you know, those are all kind of wins in my book. So, excited to have this. Up next, I picked up Monkey High by Shoku Akira. I don't know anything about this series. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. Some people say it's hilarious, it's a great series. Other people have said that the comedies aged like terrible cheese. So we will see how that works out. But the art looks pretty decent, and I heard it's a comedy series. So yeah, can't wait to check it out. Okay, finally picked up volumes 2 and 3 of Komomo Confissory. Gosh, what a weird name. By Maki Minami. So I picked up the first volume a while ago, and I read it, and I said I loved it. And holy moly, it has been a flippin' journey to be able to find volume 2 in decent condition. So I finally found it in actually like some pretty dang good condition, and I managed to find volume 3 as well. So really excited to get back into the series after like what feels like 3 or 4 months. But really excited because I love this series. It's a really good one. Alrighty, up next, I got the newest volume of My Love Mix-Up. This is volume 5. It's by Aruko and Wataru Hinekure. Amazing series. I've talked about this one a lot, but if you don't know what this is, it's the shoujo series, basically, focusing on the story of this guy who's in love with this girl, and she drops her eraser and finds out that, she drops her eraser, or he drops her eraser. Oh gosh, I'm mixing myself up. Anyways, as the name suggests, there's a huge mix-up between a lot of the characters where someone's like, oh, do you like me? Or like something like that. And it gets all confusing, gets all weird. It's very funny, it's very hilarious. It's got some of the best facial expressions that you'll ever see in a shoujo series or just manga in general. I love this series. This is a wonderful one. And I'm really sad because I know it just recently ended. So the inevitable end is going to be coming at some point in the near future. But until then, I'm going to enjoy it for what it is. Up next, I managed to find Volume 8 of Pokemon Adventures. Holy moly, I have been looking for this volume forever. And it's about like my favorite Pokemon generation. I love Pokemon Gen 2. Gen 2 is my favorite. I started with Gold and Silver. I loved Hard Gold and Soul Silver. And I think, wow, it's just a really great generation for Pokemon. Has my favorite Pokemon of all time in it. But that's for a completely different story. But really excited to finally have this. I mean, I've been loving the manga. I think Pokemon Adventures is great. I think it's a good series for both kids and for adults. So if you like Pokemon, I'd say give it a shot. Whew, okay, up next, this is from the Action line, or whatever you want to call it. This is the Viz Media print. I guess this was supposed to be like the Shonen Saturday one or something like that. I can't remember. Don't take my word for that. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, it doesn't say it in the back. It just says Viz. But I managed to pick up 2 volumes of Cheeky Angel by Hiroyuki Nishimori. I also don't know anything about the series. I've been looking for the first volume for a while, and this one was in remarkable condition, so excited to check it out. All I can tell is that this is an action series, or at least according to that. Who knows? It might be a rom-com for all I know. But it looks interesting, it looks goofy, so excited to check it out. Up next, I picked up Flame of Rekka Volume 1 by Nobuyuki Ansai. So, a lot of people say this is an amazing shonen series, and I don't know. I've only watched the first volume of the anime, and I've only read his other series, Mare or Mar, or I don't know how to pronounce it. But that other series is awesome. I love that series. So yeah, I wanted to check this out, and this was in good condition as well, and has the older Viz Media logo, which I actually prefer. I think it's kind of goofy looking. So I wanted to pick that up for this one, and excited to start collecting it if I like it. Up next, I picked up 3 more volumes of Law of Ueki by Tsubasa Fukuchi. This is 8, 9, and 10. Really excited to finally pick up these ones, especially in the condition that they are. These volumes are notorious for getting sunburnt, at least in my area, where the color will be completely stripped from them because somebody just let it just sit in front of the sun and was like, here, eat, enjoy. So really happy to see these with like full color basically. And yeah, it's been a pretty fun series. It's basically about these this otherworldly tournament that goes on where they come down and they give people a variety of powers. Our main character's powers to turn trash into weapons, basically, or turn to trees and plants. So yeah, it's weird, it's bizarre, it's funny. Yeah, I don't think it's like amazing, but I've been enjoying it. So excited to pick up more volumes of it. Up next, I picked up Mega Man NT Warrior by Ryo Taka Misaki. So I have a weird history with Mega Man. I've never played the games really because I've always found them to be too hard for me. I'm really, really bad at platformers. And I know that this specific series is not a platformer. It's more of like I think it's like a turn-based RPG, right? Or it's like a kind of like a weird like style game. But I've always been intrigued by Mega Man. I think Mega Man is super cool. I always like the designs a lot, and I think the games are really fun to watch, just not really fun for me to play. So I guess I get to consume it by manga now. And this was a good volume 1 in terms of its condition. So excited to check it out and see what all the hubbub's about. Alright, I picked up the first volume of Togari by Yoshinori Natsume. And once again, this is another series I don't know anything about. The cover just seemed intriguing and looked pretty cool. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. I guess it's oh, that's kind of interesting. Probably shouldn't be flipping through it for anyone who actually wants to read this. But yeah, it looks really cool. And I'll let you know how I feel about it. And last but not least, this is the Shonen Jump Advanced line. And I actually broke my own rules again. This was a weird month, okay? It was a weird month. What can I say? But basically, I have an unspoken rule where I don't buy manga volumes out of order. Just because, I'm a huge stickler for things being in order, especially in my collection. All my collection's in alphabetical order. So this was a huge departure from that. But that's just because these volumes are hard to find, and I know that someone was probably going to pick it up if I did not. And that is Strawberry 100% Volume 5 by Mizuki Kawashita. And yeah, don't know much about this series. other than like basically it's about this dude who sees this girl with strawberry panties, and he's like, oh my goodness, I've had an epiphany, I'm gonna make a movie about it. So it's about his journey trying to figure out who the hell this girl is. Is it stupid? Yes. Is it funny? Yeah, in some parts. Is it aged like milk in some spots? Absolutely. But I'm kind of like look a little bit past it. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy the series. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, it seems cool, and I managed to pick up volume 5. All right, here we are. We are into the final stretch. There's only 4 more volumes left. Ooh. And it is the Viz Signature series, so these are the big boys. Alrighty, I picked up the first volume of Black Lagoon by Ray Hiyore. So I don't know a lot about this. I just know that it's like uber violent and super action packed. So excited to check it out, I guess. Another one. So I picked up this from a store called Savers. If you don't know what Savers is, it's basically like a Walmart Goodwill, I think is what I want to say. Because they're usually huge. But yeah, they're basically like a Goodwill in a nutshell. So they have like everything they sell is used or bought from somebody else or whatever, like donated. So this is Detroit Metal City, Volume 1 by Kiminori Wakasugi. And what's cool is that it's still got the tattoos in it, I guess, which is neato. Am I ever going to use these? Probably not, but it's just neat to have it. And for getting it for like $3, I'll check it out. It's not really my thing in terms of the art, so we'll see if I do enjoy this or not. Okay, Golden Kamui, Volume 3 by Satoru Noda. Been loving Golden Kamui. I think the series is awesome, and happy to find this in good condition, because holy moly, it's been impossible to find this volume, except for Aikino Kaniya, which is where I got it. So, woohoo! Time to get more into it, I guess. And last but not least, dun 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 dun. Ristorante Paradiso. Oh, mamma mia. Alright, by Natsume Onna. Don't know anything about the series. I feel like I've been saying that a lot, but that's not true. This is just what I feel like is supposed to be like a short story collection, or it's supposed to be like a sequel to something. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I read it. But Natsume Onna is one of my favorite manga of all time. She writes just an absolute remarkable series and short story collection. So another one to add to the collection, check out. So hopefully I do like it. Okay, so I forgot to mention that I did mention that I picked up Volume 10, and I said that I wasn't sure if it was October or November, but it was definitely November. So here it is, bada bing, I picked up Blue Period. And then I also picked up Children of the Sea Volume 2 by Daisuke Igarashi. So I forgot to mention both of these volumes in the video, or at least in the original recording. So here they are, bada bing, bada boom. I did pick up those 2 other volumes. Ta-da! So that's going to do it for this pickups video. Oh my gosh, I am so tired. My jaw hurts. Need to crack my jaw a little bit. I've been talking a lot. But this was a really fun video to film, actually. This has probably been one of my favorite pickups videos and manga hauls in general. The month of November was kind of wild. Picked up a lot of crazy stuff, like I said. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Have you read any of the stuff that I picked up? Please let me know in the comments below, or let me know what you picked up, because I'm curious as to what everybody else is picking up in this beautiful month of November, or excuse me, that beautiful month of November, because it's December now. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, and you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, and you can subscribe. All the things mean a lot to me. I really appreciate it. It's super awesome that I have as much support as I do to continue doing this. It's been really fun. And if you decide not to do any of that, I appreciate you for watching 50 minutes of this video or something like that. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!